looking at Whiskeytown for logistics for camp growth. So that happened. Expansion of Willow Creek they've been looking at that, right? Yep.
Yes.
Looking at High-and-Palm for Spike, and they did that yesterday as well. So check mark, check mark. All right. We added a division to branch 40. That was contingency. And we're probably going to add another division today. Community meeting happened. And validate MAPs, I think we need to push that again. Critical resources, we'll get to that. So pretty much yesterday happened. Today, operationally, nothing dramatic. So it's kind of more or less what we had on there yesterday as we move around the fire. Logistically, evac plans are completed today. Wait.
They're on track.
STAR's on track. So
yeah.
Still on track. Land use agreements on track. Any other logistical things for today?
Just all ongoing stuff. Nothing new today.
Okay. We've got at least 5 dozers in South Zone. Let's see.
So today's this is the first shift that has the new repeater that they talked about?
The
And
repeater got
the
fixed.
cloning and stuff this morning?
They cloned, so 2 different things. So repeater 5 went back online yesterday,
Oh,
and
it's
then
yesterday.
the cloning, so there's 3 groups in the radios cloned this morning. Anything else logistically, where it's just Logs is waiting for us to make decisions and see what the fire's doing to actually enact any of the plans, but it's good we have plans in place. Missions for the SRA, how we come along on that?
We'll be ready for that. We've got one ready to go, so whenever we want to meet and start working on it, we've got one available to start putting inputs into.
Okay. OES meeting with ops. I don't think this is necessary. I've talked to Pat the other day.
You'd done it the day before.
Okay. And we only have 2 strike teams, task forces left of OES. DIN's numbers from Trinity County due today. Any update on that?
Yeah, I've got an update on DIN's. We have to follow with the liaisons after this meeting. Talk to CAL FIRE Team 5, South Zone. They are facilitating the DIN's process. And because of that, in our plans conversation with the chiefs this morning, we decided that because of the sensitive nature of reporting on damage and destroyed, basically they're going to take it. They're going to take lead on it. They're going to take the numbers. We're not going to be doing any numbers. We're going to be getting our numbers for the 209 from CAL FIRE Team 5. The issue with the liaisons is making sure that both liaison groups are in the know on that, and maybe possibly, I don't want to say removing yourselves from it, but as far as the reporting goes, maybe removing yourselves. So good news there.
Awesome. So is this complete, ongoing, line?
It's complete. We can track reports. In other words, outputs from that process. But as far as that workflow goes in that process, I think that's done.
Okay. Are we going to add a structures loss thing on here? Like we had talked about evacs and structures. Do we have an evac map in here? We don't. I think it would be prudent to get an evacuation map, current map, in this room, posted somewhere.
Evac map in here, please. Right. Yep.
Okay. Validating MAPs. Oh yeah, we just moved that over. So I think Brad's working on that. He's up flying right now, so, or trying to. Anything else for team activities for today?
Yeah, I'll get a few of them here. So California OES hazmat designated person, it's always placed a call with that individual. We had some dialogue with Chuck. We're going to bring that person in and basically hand that over to them and work with them on this issue with the top Craig Calley has taken over for Jeff Hamas is coming in now, so that's transitioned
Okay.
out at the field.
All right. So Jeff's last day, they're transitioning today?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. All right, anything else for team activities for today? Okay, critical resource needs, line EMTs.
Carry them over, please.
Say again?
Carry that over, please. Yes, still a critical need. Ambulance is still a critical need. Getting more critical as the days go on.
TFLVs. We have 27 engines on order. We have divisions today. Falling mods, Resels. Still in need of Resels?
Yes.
Anyone else? All right. Anything else for today? All right, let's go to tomorrow. So tomorrow, a little bit of a wind shift. I think it's hopefully won't affect us too much, maybe on the east side, but operations will basically be carried over from from today till tomorrow. Let's see, logistically, we'll be ready for the spike down in Ham Palm if we decide to go there.
Set it up on that day, and then we'll be ready on Saturday morning.
Okay, so getting ready.
So that's division 2, the same one. And we're not calling it anything yet because we want to make sure it's started off with the right name.
Okay. So 2 potential logistical things happening tomorrow.
And then as we future out the fire growth, we're going to be right-sizing both camps, moving, setting up for the future for everything that we got out there. So we could be reducing some and increasing others. Again, possible moves. So.
Okay.
Hey Karen, just with the operations, I should have gone up and read everything, but you know how we were getting questions about containment and line construction? Is there, and I know that that's not a high priority right now because we're doing life property. Is there any of that in that list of completed line or line construction yet? Have we moved into that line construction tracking phase yet?
Not really.
Okay,
Yeah.
copy that,
Yeah.
thanks.
It's, no,
Okay, yep.
good question. Let's see. Yeah, we're going to future out fire growth and, looking at the run the FS Pro run that they did today, that'll help us future that out a bit more. Do we know what day we're on? Do we care?
I got 2 calls in on that, waiting for.
I mean, I care about what day we're on. I don't want to sound flippant.
I don't have an answer for you.
Okay. So team activities for tomorrow. So we're on track for the SRA, 12:30. We're going to have AA on Zoom, and we're going to already have missions more or less built that they're going to validate, and then we're going to work through the columns tomorrow. Is that how that's all going down? Everyone's understanding? And when we build the missions, do we need AA input for that, or are we just going to present it tomorrow and we can make adjustments with them tomorrow?
I think we do the missions. If there's some tweaks, we do
Right.
that. That's
Yeah.
Okay. To tweak it if needed, but the missions will be built from within, and then we'll work the columns,
Yeah.
tweak them a little bit, and then work the columns.
Yeah.
Okay.
And tomorrow's it'll be interesting. I was gonna, when I emailed via Norm and Chuck to go to the AAs for tomorrow, I'll try to, I'm not super familiar with the process, just haven't started in a bootleg. I'll try to put a couple points in there as far as expectations of what's involved, but at the same time, it's not gonna get very deep. And so tomorrow will be a little bit of a workshop for all of us, and I'm looking forward to it. It'll be interesting. But anyway.
You're gonna nail it on the facilitation. I know that, you always do. I would think that we might want to put a time frame, and I know at the end of bootleg we were at half an hour, but I also know that it took like an hour, and maybe to bring up the AAs to speed on the process and us for that process. Would it be like an hour?
I prepped them for an
Dedicated
hour.
hour?
I prepped them for an hour, just thinking that's the first one, it'll probably take that
And,
long.
and that would also depend on how many missions we had as well, so let's go back to safety on that, but I'd say an hour is great, no longer than that for certain.
Yeah, okay. Because it was painful in the beginning, as we all worked through that last time, and I expect that kind of the same thing. Hopefully not 3 days of pain, but a day of pain. Okay, so we're all good on this? Validate the strategic plan. This has been moved, right? So, it's been.
Yeah, although I think that's a good primer for, you know, we got a little bit of
Work to do.
studying to do
Yeah.
Before Saturday. So I think that kind of goes to
Prep,
to
just put prep next
safety
to it.
and ops there, safety for the, you know, knowing if there's any alternatives that are going to be presented for any strategies, being able to field questions regarding exposure, trade-offs, and hazards out on those different strategies. I don't know if that's happening or not, but there is certainly a reason to track that a day ahead of time, so we got our stuff together for Saturday.
Okay.
Thanks.
Demo plan still in process.
Yeah, yep,
Okay.
yep.
On-
Inputs by, to
In process to be signed tomorrow.
be signed by tomorrow, yeah. I don't know, like, inputs due today, I'm sorry, I missed that. Inputs due today at C&G.
You'll be flogged later.
Comments.
Is that in our inboxes?
It is, Karen, and I promised you a hard copy, which has not materialized. I'll get.
But it's in the inbox, even my inbox? Did you email it to me too?
Yes.
Okay. Government?
Let's put for Friday, let's put approve with a question mark, approval for, what we call that, hobo camp line or hobo, whatever you guys are calling that.
It's a gulch, not a camp. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think just to kind of track the cooperators meeting, there might be a change in time. The fire north of us, we're basically doing cooperator meetings at the same time, both at 10. So by tomorrow, there could be a change. So just for, because there's a couple different, I'm trying to think how we would write that.
Question mark, 11 o'clock, cooperators meeting, question mark.
Yeah.
I mean, are you trying to, move it?
To
And so
11
it may
o'clock.
be moved tomorrow, or is this gonna be 10 and then the next day will be 11?
I don't think we can make the change for tomorrow. So the change wouldn't happen until Saturday. Good point. I just want it to be tracked so then you guys, so it doesn't get dropped.
Okay.
Which way, Sarah? 9 or 11?
11 was suggested, but, 9, I think we're looking at both options, Sam.
Yeah, okay. Just curious, thank you.
Adam, you had your hand raised, we got more?
I did I need to update the meeting schedules, Sarah and Sam, if that change takes place. That wasn't my hand up though. Looking at operations, and was there not some surveying going on about dozer use out there up at Burnt Ranch? And are we waiting for any decisions on that? Is that being tracked?
Burt Ranch, there's no approvals for Burt Ranch, there's approvals for Hobo Gulch, which is up the North Fork.
Okay. And then as far as resource order reporting locations, equipment inspection and staging, any changes there?
Yes, thanks for bringing that up. So we now have Randy Folin, who's been field promoted to mini planning ops. So he's
Good
mini
choice.
planning ops, he's gonna be located out in Weaverville. And so I think we can send all resources essentially, or most operational resources, direct to Weaverville, check in there, get inspected at Junction City, and then they'll receive their assignment from Randy up there. So that'll keep folks from having to come through Reading as far as operational folks. Probably the only ones that might come through here are divisions, but no need for that really either.
So do we need a change on the resource order reporting instructions?
Yes.
Okay, and logs is going to run with that for ordering?
Okay. Anything else for tomorrow?
Finance.
Yep.
Finance is going to go digital, and we hope to be ready to go tomorrow afternoon. We're going to set up, it's right under the red one. We're going to set up
Alright.
scanners at the 2 camps. We've got one to go out to Weaverville now, but we'll set up one in Willow Creek on Saturday, and all the vendors have to do is put their CTRs, shift tickets on that scanner and press scan, and it's going to go right to the inbox. And we're getting the flow set up now. So we've got an easy way to scan them, to set up folders in the digital. Our only problem is we're going to get the copying services to scan all of the hard copy folders that we have now, so they'll go right to that inbox too. So we're going to come to the 21st century. We hope tomorrow.
That's awesome.
Great. That's awesome. Yeah, that's fantastic. I think.
Yeah.
And
It's gonna be-
I've got a thought, and just to throw it out to the group, something we haven't been doing here, and given the large scale of these incidents, it's a job. So the resource orders that have been placed by all the sections for overhead, I'm going to stick with overhead in this conversation, not get too far into the weeds. On smaller type 2s, during the planning meeting, we've had report outs from ordering biologistics as to what orders are, still pending, UTF, or filled. I think that's a tall task and a lot of time here, given the scope. However, the fact that we're not getting fills on 98% of our incidents, Jerry and Tim, do you think it'd be possible for ordering to provide a report of overhead orders that have been filled to bring to this meeting every day?
It'll be short, but
It'll be
that would
short,
great.
and exactly my point. At least then we'll have some nice positive vibes, maybe. Is that reasonable?
Yeah, we'll try that.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, let's see. Anything else for tomorrow? We've got Michelle is in traveling today and will be in place tomorrow. Is that right?
Yep.
Still
that's
on track?
right. Yep.
Okay. And anything else tomorrow, Wes? All right, let's look at Saturday. Saturday we have another, it's going to be a critical burn day, at least we think it is. Not quite red flag, so we'll just get a red box.
Are we looking at Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's 3 red blocks.
The trough passing to our north, if I'm correct, a little bit of a wind increase.
Yep. If it goes to red flag, we add a pole to make it a flag. Now it's just a box.
Yeah.
Let's see, so Saturday, anything, so operations normal, we may or may not be down in High and Palm. Hopefully we'll have lines tied in, I guess, with CAL FIRE.
Because that's kind of when those start, I mean, possibly even tomorrow, but starting to put some black on the map. And then as it ties in with us, then we start, that's that tie-in that you're talking about?
Well, not black lines, but just lines.
It's just tied in,
Mhm.
okay. Copy
Yeah.
that.
So they're pushing west, we're pushing southeast, and somewhere we'll drive the Golden Stake.
Golden Spike.
Spike, Stake Spike, similar, yeah.
Stock and Railroad, Transcontinental.
I knew what you were throwing down. I thought it was silver though. It's a silver spike.
Warren Hardy, Golden Spike.
Is it golden?
I don't
Was
even know
it
what
silver?
you guys are talking about.
All right. You don't know?
No. it's
You
okay.
need a history lesson. I'm sure Chuck will fill you in with a nice report here after this.
Stormwater Brush.
Logistics, anything big on the horizon?
Question for ops on duration of Vision Zulu Spike. not now, but just, I'm gonna need
Yeah.
to know in the next day or two.
Yeah, I guess a lot of it depends on
Okay.
the weather
No
and
worries.
what we get kind of movement. Okay, so we'll just push things over. So we got kudos arriving on Saturday. Jeff's leaving today. Strat plan meeting. Do we have a time on that yet?
Yeah.
That's at
Still-
1300